Live and direct from the new planet Earth, where pandemics are plenty, but the girls are still pretty in fashionable dresses. You know what I'm talking about. Where ignorance is bliss, and you ain't gotta give a about no code.
Tell me who unleashed our animal instinct. Why the op standing there tickle pink? Have a drink, no more liquor. Got a poison. One thicker, one gangster, one hole in the desert for the snitch. What happened to the code? What's this? What's the new password I miss? Somebody got some explaining to do. And the classic man is a danger to you. And me too, tatted on my forehead. Go home, go to bed. I dread something like this way come when the family unit is overrun.
Welcome to the Franchise Sports Media's coverage of Super Bowl 58. We are live at Radio Row, and I have the one and only Nick Ferguson joined me. American football safety. You spent most of your career with the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
10-year vet.
10
Let's
years.
go. How you doing?
Yeah, give me my credit.
I'm giving you your everybody. I'm giving Nick Ferguson his flowers. It is well deserved. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, man. How about you guys?
We're doing great. We're chilling. You're at Radio Row.
Yes.
Is this your first Radio Row?
No, every Super Bowl I come out, and this gives me an opportunity to meet up with a lot of guys who I haven't seen in years, and that's the craziest thing. Like, there are guys who I played with like maybe 15 years ago, and they're coming grab me. One of my guys named Kendall, he's actually doing some work for what's the quarterback? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Cam Newton.
Okay.
Yes,
Nice.
He's now doing a lot of things with Cam Newton. I was just walking, and he just grabbed me and was like, "Hey, man, what's up?"
That's cool.
And that's the great thing about coming down here. You meet so many people, and this is the only sporting event where you're going to see a mixture of people in sports, music, and acting.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit of everything.
Only place you're going to get that here at Super Bowl.
Which is awesome, because it's like people that you've never thought you would see are like here. And it's like, dang, you're here. That's dope. The connections and networks that you can build at Radio Row is really powerful.
You know what? Here's the thing, too. Also, with me being a player, I grew up watching a lot of the former players. So when I would see them, I'll fanboy. Like I saw Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, should I fanboy out on Emmitt Smith and miss out on the opportunity to get a photo with him? I say, man, forget that. I'm jumping in the photo. So, I mean, you got to shoot your shot.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You gotta shoot your
How
shot.
often are you going to run into Emmitt Smith?
Exactly.
I walked past him earlier. He smiled at me, and I kind of got a little shy. I was just smiled back and kept walking, because it's like, but I'm like, this is the only time.
This is the
truly only time.
This is the only time, and I tell so many people who are here, when you see people that you admired, I don't care what walk of life, walk up to that person. Be cordial, but walk up to that person, introduce yourself, and most people be willing to take a photo.
Yeah,
Yes.
which I'm sure you're used to that.
Absolutely.
10-year vet. What you been up to?
Well, for me, doing a little coaching, a coach with 49ers for a bit. That's why I'm so happy that Kyle and my former teammate John Lynch are back in the Super Bowl. I'm hoping that Kyle can get that 6th Super Bowl trophy for San Francisco. It's so vital, it's so important. And really quickly, something about San Francisco that most people are not talking about this week. When you look at coaching internships and the whole diversity aspect, I'm going to say San Francisco was one of those first teams to kind of start that.
Okay.
And that started with Bill Walsh. He gave Ray Rhodes and Dennis Green their very first opportunities. And, oh, by the way, the NFL Coaching Diversity Fellowship is named after, guess who? Bill Walsh. So the San Francisco 49ers legacy is all around the NFL. So this is what makes this a great weekend.
What I love about the Niners is about so much diversity and inclusion. And it's one thing that I went to a press conference and I had asked a question to Dre Greenlaw, and I was like, how's the brotherhood in the building? Because as a woman, I don't know how that feels. And he's like, it's such a good brotherhood. Like, having that foundation in our room and in our building is the reason why they've gotten to the point that they've gotten to. Many of times, but now it's just a little bit different, right? They got Brock Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant, who is a game changer / game manager, but people want to say it could be either or maybe none at all. I want your thoughts as a former coach, a former player. Tell me about the dynamic. Tell me about how you think about Brock Purdy.
You know, I love his story. His story is similar to that of my own. When you come into this league and people doubt you, and you're able to overcome those doubts and get to a certain point, and you'll force people to choke on their own words. That is the best revenge ever, is to have a sense of success. And I know we were joking, talking about Mr. Irrelevant, but he is Mr. Relevant now. Now, take this in mind. He's in the Super Bowl playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. Had he not gotten injured against Philadelphia, he would be playing in his back-to-back Super Bowl, right? And that's something that's just kind of unheard of for guys who are taking so late in the draft. And Purdy is a good quarterback trying to be great. And I think Jed York said earlier in the week, he had a conversation with Kyle, and he asked Kyle, okay, well, tell me about the quarterbacks. When Kyle told him that I believe our third team quarterback, it's our best quarterback. Keep in mind, you had already drafted Trey Lance in the first round.
Yeah.
You already had Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster.
100%.
So for Kyle to say that speaks volumes to Brock. Now, here's what I'm hoping. Whether the 49ers win the Super Bowl or not, hopefully they give that dude his bag.
Yeah.
He deserved his
100%.
bag. Yes.
Yeah. I seen, remember it was back in Christmas, and I guess Christian McCaffrey ended up buying gifts for the line because Purdy didn't have enough money to do it. And it makes me feel so bad because he's such a genuine kid. I was in the press conference the other day, and he's talking about it's more than just football. It's about my faith. It's about my confidence and my belief in God. And that changed my entire perception about the Brock Purdy, what people perceive him as.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question before we transition into something different. If Brock Purdy wins this game, wins this Super Bowl, do you think that the conversation around him should change?
Yeah, it should have changed
in
before
regards
now.
to game manager or game changer?
I mean, okay, we hear that word game manager, and we've given it a negative connotation. But I like the fact of having a quarterback who's a game manager. You know what he's going to do. You know why he's going to do it. You can trust that player, and you know that's going to be a type of guy that help you win a lot of games. See, I don't want the gunslinger, right? That gunslinger mentality means that guy is going to take too many chances. I don't want that. I want to make sure that here's a guy that's going to keep your offense in rhythm. And, I mean, there's some former quarterbacks who've said some negative things about Brock Purdy as it pertains to game manager. But that's exactly what you want. You can trust that guy. And when you know that you can trust that guy, every guy on the offense and defensive side of the ball, there's a buy-in. There's a reason why the 49ers believe in that they can win this game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And for me, a lot of that has to do with the growth and maturity of Brock Purdy.
Yes, 100%. And he knows when to make the right plays at the right time, and that's what we've seen the past two games that he played in. I kind of want to hear just your take in regards to how do you think, give me your think about how Sunday's going to go. You got Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT, right? You have the Chiefs, which have been having an insane defense. Offense have been a little shaky, right? And then you have the Niners, who potentially, it was a little tough for them to get here. And they would have lost that game against the Packers and the Lions if things didn't change the way that they did. Give me your perception of how Sunday's going to go, or your opinion.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up from right there. Just think about what you said. When you think about the Green Bay game, think about the Detroit game.
Yeah.
At home, right? Levi Field, and the 49ers were trailing in both of those games.
Yes.
They ended up winning both of those games. How did they do that? They did that through perseverance. So when you look at the 49ers, to me, they're battle tested. They know if they get down in this game, they have the ability to fight back, because when Detroit went up like, what, it was 21-7? There's not a person who I was sitting around watching the game who felt as though the 49ers had a chance to get back in that game. But that's a testament to the coaching.
Yes.
It's a testament to the franchise, but it's a testament to the belief of the players on both sides of the ball. There was something that George Kittle said where he was like, man, we come back and win this game, I'm going to come back and say, well, they had us.
Yeah.
They had us. And for me, that's what you want. You want a belief system that no matter what the circumstances are, you still can fight back. So that's why I really believe in this team, and I got the 49ers winning 24-21.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You got money on that?
No, I don't. Oh, no.
You're not one of those.
No. I like to keep my money in my pocket.
Me too.
Yes.
We the smart ones over here.
Yes.
And I know you and my boss, TQ, y'all definitely got vibing over the 49ers. I want to talk about what you're doing here at Radio Row with this foundation.
Yes.
This is awesome. The Truth About Drugs.
Yes.
What pursued you to even, like, look into this or start this or build this? Like, where does the passion come from?
Well, the passion comes from, watching individuals in my family or friends die to drugs.
Yeah.
And if you see someone die or someone addicted to drugs and they can't really get off it impacts you. It should impact you in a certain way. And it definitely did that to me. And I was like, well, how can I be a part of a movement to change a lot of things that are going on? And right now, I mean, we have a huge fentanyl problem in our society. And for me, I said, well, you can choose. Either you can say, well, hey, I don't live in those neighborhoods. That's not happening to my kids. Or you can get involved. Because whether you like it or not, we're all in this fight together. There's not a single person in this room who hasn't been affected directly or indirectly by drugs. So once again, we all have to do our part. We can't live it up to the government. We can't live it up to our politicians or our police departments. We have to take back our streets, our schools, and our communities one student at a time, and that's what Drug Free World allows you to do.
This is awesome. And how have you been promoting this here? I know you've been doing plenty of interviews. You have these amazing pamphlets. Wait, let me grab mine first of all. All right, guys, this is a pamphlet that you have created, right? You and your team, I'm assuming. These are all of the most common abused drugs, and it's a pamphlet, right?
I mean, you wouldn't think that it would be that thick.
This is insane.
Yes, that's insane.
But when children are children, and you don't know what they're seeing at school or what they're hearing or listening to. A really big thing that you had stated in your bio was that a lot of kids, right, and it's about their parents speaking to them about drugs. And it was like approximately 55% do not do drugs if their parents speak to them about it.
Absolutely.
So how do you know this? Like give me your background with this.
Well, see, I know this because when I was growing up, my parents didn't talk to us about it. They figured as though, well, by them talking to us about it, they're speaking it into existence.
Yes.
And it was a total opposite. By the time they started talking to me about it, I knew more about street drugs than they did. And then I grew up in a neighborhood where we idolize, right? I tell you how crazy it is. We idolize the street pharmaceutical reps in our country. See, I don't call them drug dealers.
Yeah.
I call them street pharmaceutical reps because that's what they do. And we watch how much money they made, the cars. When you're growing up in the hood and you don't have a lot of money and you watch your mom struggle, I mean, you see that. And I was gravitating towards that. And then there was a tragic situation that happened in my neighborhood. A kid from my school, I was in the 4th grade when I watched a classmate die on the sidewalk right in front of me, right from a gunshot wound. And I was like, man, I got to find a way to get out of here. I got to find a way to do something. I got to find a way to change lives. And through this program, we're changing lives. And it's free. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea after seeing that situation. I mean, I knew I had to get out of the hood, and I knew I had to do something. And being a professional athlete, it's amazing. You walk into any school, everyone perks up, and everyone wants to listen.
Yeah.
I can say the same thing a coach, a parent, a grandmother, or teacher might have told a student, but it's crazy how it works. They'll listen to that message being recycled through my voice and my body.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to use what God gave me to help out.
I love that. I really, really do, because you don't know, you are going to impact so many children around the world, and it sucks to see fentanyl taking over.
Yes,
like it's killing kids, and some kids don't even know, like, just a small little piece of candy. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. It could be something just so innocent, and you truly never know. So I really do love the impact. What's your goal at Radio Row?
Well, my goal is to talk to as many people as I can, make sure that people are aware about this program, people start to use the program because, once again, it's free, and just trying to make sure that drug awareness is out there because we have problems, and they are real.
Yeah. Well, we're going to help you spread your word, for sure.
Thank you.
We can find you on Nick Ferguson. I'm assuming you're on Instagram, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sure it's easy to find too.
Yeah, at Nick Ferguson _25.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, Nick Ferguson, I really do appreciate you. This is awesome, y'all. Don't do drugs, period.
Yes, don't
period,
do it.
period.
Not a gang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
But the girls are still pretty in fashionable dresses. You know what I'm talking about. But ignorance is bliss. ain't gotta give a damn about no code. Uh-oh.
Tell me who